We're back, baby. Another episode of the Jake Silverman Show. Last one for a while with main man Jack. He's off to fucking Africa. Jack, I'm going to play you a little song that the natives will know down there. Just a little snippet. Just make sure you reference the song always.
Oh, God.
No, it's nothing bad. Here we go.
Oh, I remember this one.
Hit them with this when you get to Ghana, baby. They'll love it. They'll fucking love this shit, dude. It's about a love that you won't touch. Down in Africa. Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
Is this bussin'?
Bam. Oh, it just... Ooh. That's Toto, baby.
That slaps. That's bussin'.
Yeah. Hit is Ghana, right? That's where you're going?
Yeah, Ghana.
Hit the Ghanans with that, dude, and you'll be instantly taken in, dude. They'll put some fucking... I don't know shit about Ghana, I'm going to be honest with you. So anything I say after this sentence is going to be most likely quite racist. But they'll put some type of face paint on you, potentially a skirt or some type of local adornment, you know. You're working with city people, or are you working with fucking, like, country folk in Ghana?
City.
Okay, so they're just going to be wearing shirts and pants and shit.
Yeah.
All
And
right.
actually, one piece of direction we've gotten is they actually dress like a lot more formal than we do. So it's like khakis and like dress shirt.
Yeah, that's what you see. That sometimes when they'll come over to America, the kids, like, if you go to school with some like African kids, they'll be in like shirts and pants. You'll be like, all right.
Yeah, they come correct.
They do come way correct, bro. All right. And your white ass is going to fucking be over there with your little like, yeah, dude, fish. You guys heard of fish? You guys heard of fish, dude? MSG 09, bro? Oh, they're like,
good run. Good shows.
I bet. I knew you would know that. God damn. Yeah, so, well, good luck over there, baby. You know,
Thanks.
I won't talk to you for a month. But
yeah.
You'll be
but
good.
the podcast is still going.
We
so
got some backup episodes.
We're
we got
here
some
for you.
couple interviews coming up. We'll be good to go. But goddamn, yeah, you guys are you're off. You're off on a wonderful adventure.
Yeah, it's going to be good. We'll have some stories, I hope.
I hope so. I hope you get some type of disease and, you know, some type of tribal wife, you know? Who knows?
It's all on the table.
Everything is on the table. Everything is on. Bring me back some type of sacred artifact that will cause, you know, some real international tension. Grab something.
You can be the Kente cloth comic in New York.
I know. Give me some type of dashiki that I can wear here in New York City. Just go out on the stage. A lot of color. I'll have like maybe you can bring me a drum that I can bang when things aren't going well. Distract people.
That'll get you on a Vulture article. There's a New York comic wearing Kente cloth.
Yeah.
And we're kind of obsessed.
No, if they saw my skin tone, they would be very upset.
That's true.
10 reasons why Jake Silverman should never do comedy again, as he misappropriated the dashiki from the Ghanan people. It'd be like I'd be a little listicle. That would be fun. But then it was like okay for like Nancy Pelosi to do that. Remember they all did that at one time?
How is that not cultural appropriation?
How is that just not, we need some new representatives? I feel like once you do that, I feel like everybody could agree that black and white America were in unison being like, this ain't it, sis.
Yeah,
this is
that was
not.
whack.
We were like, you're actually bringing us closer together by us hating you. It's like when you have a bad boss, you're like, we might have some disagreements here, but we can all agree this shit is whack as fuck, correct? Carl is fucking us over tonight at the Pizza Hut, dude. Goddamn. So Yeah. Well, that's good. I wish I was going to Africa for a month, bro. I'm just here in New York City with bad roommates. That's all I got.
Oh, yeah?
Oh my God, motherfuckers. These
Loud.
Another night, baby. Another fucking night. Just like, it is crazy to me that at this age you could still be like so stupid to be like, yeah, I wonder if the guy who's 2 feet from me right now might be able to hear this.
That's the worst.
Dude, I hate this fucking where you feel like an asshole for trying to correct some shit. Where you're like, all right, no one has addressed this, so I'm gonna have to address this shit. So you send the text, you're like, I don't want this to be an issue. Trying to be all polite. I don't want this to continue to be an issue. But, I've been woken up fucking 4 times now at fucking 5 in the morning by some drunk bullshit. The other night, some dude literally opened my door. He had he had like a drunk friend over, and he like opened my door, and he thought it was the bathroom. And I was just like, yo, 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 yo. I'd already been up for a half an hour, so it's not like that woke me up. But that gave me my extra incentive to be like, yeah, and somebody fucking opened my door the other night. So, but yeah. Also, I love this move too. I love when you fucking message somebody about some bullshit at a house and then just no response. Just like, oh, so this is not worth the fucking response on this. There's no comeback. There's no like, oh, I'm sorry. There's nothing. So,
like, no response? What do you mean, no response?
We have like a group text, me and the 2 other dudes in this apartment, and I had this like whole thing like, hey, just trying to get ahead of this. I'm always trying to be polite because I never want to get caught up on some. I've learned this dealing with difficult people. You have to always take the high ground. You can't come at them like, hey, you fucking moron. If you do this shit again, we're going to have a real fucking problem here. So you have to be like...
I'll just make it worse.
And then they can always be like, well, he was mean. They can always like, they can always attach to some low-level bullshit like, well, you were just too aggressive or whatever. So I was just like, hey, just want to get ahead of the issue here. This has happened a number of times, but you've woken me up I've been woken up at 5 in the morning by people being loud or yelling at da-da-da-da. So if we could just stop that, da-da-da, like firm but polite. And then no one responded. Like there was no discussion. One dude responded a day later privately to me, but he didn't like add anything to the thing. And then the other dude who was actually making the noise the other night has not said a single thing. And it's just like, how fucking cowardly do you have to be to just like not deal with this issue? Like, it's like, dude, you're in your fucking 30s. You're like, this is like pussy level shit on a magnitude that should not be heard of from a man in his fucking 30s. It's crazy.
So they go out and they just come back and do what? Make food, drink more?
A couple nights it's just been him, and he's just like slam shit because he's like unaware, I think, of how loud he's being. Like he just like But the last night or 2 nights ago, whenever it was, him and like a buddy came home, and it was literally like 5:15 in the morning, and it's just like them like loudly having a conversation. I mean, it's hard to describe. My door opens into the kitchen, basically. So it's like if you are in the kitchen, like I'm gonna hear you, and it's not them like whispering. It's just like drunk level talking, and I'm just like, you wake up, you're like, all right, check the phone. All right, it's 5:15, and then it goes on for 20 minutes, and then I'm just like waiting for them to leave, and then at one point, some drunk asshole opens my door, thinking it's the bathroom, and he's like, oh, my bad, dude, my bad. I'm just like, and then it's like, to not fucking be a man enough to just be like, I mean, if I had done that shit, I would have like, well, I wouldn't have done that shit, but if I had somehow done that shit, I would have been like preemptively apologizing. I would have been the next morning and been like, yo, clearly we fucked up. It won't happen again.
Totally.
I would not wait for the victim of this fucking aggression to to fucking to do the work. I'm doing the work to do the work of being like, hey, let's make sure, like, motherfucker, what is this? So
you'd at least think he would be like, oh, I'm so sorry, and then just do it again. But to not say anything and then do it again,
and then to not respond when the person like clearly like has your number. And I'm just like, dude, like, I've already let 2 of these slip by you, bro. Like, I'm bringing up old shit because I was like too new to this situation to be like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? But like, in the message, I was like, this has happened 4 times, so I'm bringing this up now because this has happened 4 times, and never an apology, never of like, oh, I'm sorry. I was like, you know, and I don't know if he has like a group of buddies that this dude goes out and drinks with at like Saturday night, because it always happens on like a Saturday night. And it's just like, take that shit somewhere else, bro. Like, this is not the space to do that shit. It's too small in here for you and your drunk homies to just chat it up. It's crazy.
How hard would it be for you to move? Like, how much stuff do you have? How many trips down the stairs would it be?
If I had like 2 friends, I could probably do it. Like, we'd each take 2 trips and be done. I mean, I literally have like not much stuff. I mean, I moved in here with a suitcase and a backpack, and now I have like a bed and a desk and a chair. So it's not that much shit. It's mostly, where do you fucking go?
Right.
It's not that easy.
But once you find a place, it's not going to be a big logistical thing to get all your shit out.
I don't think so. I mean, if I like had to do it by myself, I think I could actually lift everything that I own. I could do even the bed by myself.
Nice. That's good.
But it's not that easy fucking finding a place here. It's not like they're just falling off of fucking trees, you know? So, yeah. And it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's like, I just don't know, like, who the fuck raised you? Like, where the fuck are your... I mean, I'm like, what are you doing? Like, this isn't, like, not that hard of an issue to deal with. Like, it should be pretty fucking straightforward. You made an error. You made an error a number of times. All you need to do is correct that error. Like, I don't really understand, like, where is the disconnect in your brain where you're like, oh, right, like, I'll continue doing this dumb bullshit. Now, maybe he's a fucking alcoholic, or I don't fucking know, but something along the way is like, being missed here, and it's quite frustrating.
I mean, it's the fact that it's in the 30s makes it even worse. It still sucks and like is unacceptable in your early 20s or even mid 20s.
Yeah, but everybody
kind of get it more.
Everybody did that shit. Everybody, like, if you had a normal drinking trajectory in your 20s, you got woken up by your drunk friends and you woke your friends up. Like, that's and everybody is more on the same page. It's like, bro, that chapter has now closed. You should be like out of this now. And if you want to do that, like, with a group of people who still want to do that, you got to go to some place where they're all cool with that. And it ain't here. I want to tell you that right now. It's not here. It's not in this tiny apartment. Like, it is so small in here to think that you can just like, to me, it's almost like, bro, are you actively trying to be a dick right now? Because even in a drunk brain, I feel like I would know, oh, I'm being heard. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like,
yeah,
the level of drunk you'd have to be like, oh, I don't even realize there's people here who could hear this, is like, that's like, you would have to be so far gone. I don't think you're that far gone. Yeah, I don't think you're that drunk where you're like, I mean, bro, it's so small in here. I don't.
It's so egregious that it feels like it's intentional.
It does. I'm just like, how could you think that this is going to be like the move right now, bro?
Why not just stay out too? I mean, you can just go somewhere else.
How about maybe you get some pussy or something, like, or do something like cool. Like, you're like just with a dude at fucking 5:30 in the morning. Like, it's like, this is like sad, bro. Like, it's, I don't know. So whatever.
So are these like tech guys or like bros, SantaCon guys? Oh, he's a comic?
Yeah, he's a comic.
Oh.
So.
Okay.
Sure. So yes, he's a loser, I guess. I mean, obviously. I am too. But even that is like, that can kind of gets tossed around sometimes. Like, well, he's just a comic, you know. It's like as an excuse. Like, well, he's just. It's like, no, bro. This is like, I don't know. This is like your life, though. It's not like you don't just get to tack that on to like, oh, but I'm a comic, so I can be fucking whatever. It's like, nah, you are this person. This is who you are. You'd be this way if you weren't a comic. This is just who you are.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
It's funny because a number of people, when I say I live with this guy, they're like, oof. They've given me the, ooh.
Really?
Oh, yeah. And they, a
man.
couple have mentioned the booze. And I was like, I haven't really noticed it when I first moved in. And like now I've fucking noticed it. It has been noted. It has been noticed.
Is there drinking in the house?
I mean, I don't know. Like, no, there is no really like place to hang out in this house. Like, there's a small living room that no one hangs out in because you basically all it's used for is to like walk into the kitchen. Like, it's got a couch, but it's just kind of like there's just like junk from old roommates and shit. Like, it's just not like really. No one's like, oh, I'm gonna have some friends over and hang out, and it would be like cool. Like, if I invited you over, you'd be like, this is where we're hanging out. This is like sad. So it's not like a place that there's like even really room, or you would even want to be like, oh, well, let's go kick it at Jake's place. It's not that type of place at all.
Okay.
You can just like feel it as you walk in here. You'd be like, oh, we should go somewhere else. Like, this is not going to be that cool to hang out. Like, there's not a TV to watch. There's like nothing in there in this space. It's literally just like a couple bedrooms, a shitty living room, and a shitty, dirty, grossly lit kitchen. In a bathroom.
Grossly lit.
It's just like that, like bright white kind of fluorescent-y. Like, it's just everything about this apartment just says people sleep and eat here. They don't like. I would not call this like, oh, we're like living well here. It's just like, this is a place to fucking go to bed at night, and then
it's
like
a shelter.
Yes, and hit the streets in the morning. Like, you get you do your shit out in the city. You come back here. And, like, that's what makes it even worse is it's like, bro, like, this is the one place you're trying it to be quiet. The whole city is this. The whole city is you. You don't want that in here. You understand that? Like, I see that. I see you in the city every day. Too drunk, too loud, unaware of their surroundings. That's just, like, part of the game here. And then the thing you don't want is you don't want it here. So fix it. But he's also been like living here for like 5 years, so he probably is just like, I'm gonna do what the fuck I want. So I don't know. It's very
5 years. Oof.
I think so. I think he's like been in this apartment for like 4 or 5 years. He told me. So it's something.
So it's his.
It's his. Yeah, I guess. It's like, well,
yeah, you're crashing at his place.
I guess. Yeah, for almost $1,000 a month, I'm crashing at his place. Yeah. So that's been frustrating. And we'll see, because now there's that moment that's gonna happen where we'll eventually run into each other in like the kitchen or some shit, and it's like, so I have
Did
to
you get my text?
Yeah, like I have to bring it up again, bro. Like, I've brought it up once, and now you're like, who's gonna do that? I hate that moment so much. I hate that fucking moment where you're like, I can feel that there's something here. I don't know if you are lying to yourself or you can't or you're specifically ignoring it, but I'm feeling the weight of like, yo, you owe me an explanation, and I don't want to have to fucking bring this up again, dude. Like, I don't want to have to be like, so that fucking text, you know, like, I don't want to have to do that fucking, like, now I have to like reword it to make it even more nice in person. I have to be like, so I just want to make sure he's like, no, get the fuck over yourself and be like, sack up, dude. Just fucking sack up and fucking get your shit together.
I had a similar thing with roommates in college where it was mostly that they were just like unbelievably dirty.
Oh yeah.
But also the noise, and like they would like leave bath towels like draped over a space heater when no one was home. leave
These
dirty.
are trying to die. These guys are.
I mean,
to die.
it was insane. Like, huge parties with like 100 people in this little house, and I'm just like going to school, working full time, just like, dude,
Oh,
I can't deal with this.
you were
And I would
that
just
guy. They hated you.
I asked them nicely so many times, had the same thing, like, oh, can I get blah, 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 you know, did you get my text? Can we talk about this, you know? And then
Yeah, you were not.
eventually I just started going like, shut the fuck up, and would like yell out my room, and like they would leave shit on the stove or like dishes all over the counter, and I would just put them on the floor.
Oh God,
You know,
damn.
just I started getting like,
You were driven. You were driven mad.
but they still didn't change at all.
These
like
aren't your
nothing
actual
I did.
friends?
No.
Oh.
Just guys I was living with.
Okay.
Not my friends.
So you weren't
And-
like part of this crew, like you didn't want to go to their parties and shit?
I mean, I would have if I had time and energy to. I would have like, oh, there's a party. I'm in college. I'll just go out to my living room. It actually was like kind of a bigger house.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't big, but it was like a 3-bedroom house with a big living room,
Yeah.
and a kitchen connected to it.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it wasn't like it was too small. But then eventually I just got so sick of it. I just like went behind their back to the landlord and said, I found another place to live. I need to move out. And he said, fine, you find a subletter. We can do the paperwork and you can move out. So I found one. I forget where, Craigslist or something.
Yeah.
Go to do the paperwork. It's this like biker chick. She's got like a leather jacket. She's got like tattoos on her hands and her neck. She's like, yeah, like I'm just fucking down to chill. Like I'm fucking down, you know. I'm like, oh, they're gonna love you. Sign the paperwork. It's like a week out or something. So I had a pickup at the time. I started just moving my stuff out to the other place I was gonna live, and the roommates are all there. They're like, what are you doing? I'm like, moving out. I'm sick of this. They're like, you what do you mean you're moving out? So who's going to pay for your room? Like, I found a subletter. She moves in on Sunday. Just kept
Oh,
moving out.
hell
It
yeah.
was pretty,
That's
it was
badass,
pretty awesome.
dude.
But then I'm pretty sure that one of them keyed my car.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But worth it.
Totally worth it. Fuck them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn. That's fucking badass.
But just, I mean, eventually you have to just be a dick back.
Sure. I mean, I think the move next time the thing with like confronting in the moment when they're drunk is like you're like, dude, this is most likely not going to either be remembered or it's going to like you're going through the fucking prism of booze, you know? It's like you just woke me up at 5 a.m. I'm sober and angry and you're drunk. So me coming at you is like it's like at best it's going to be like hazily remembered, or you're like, oh dude, I'm sorry, you know, and you'll just do it again. Worse, it turns into some type of like fight or argument, and then so you're already at the disadvantage because like they're gone. That's why this is happening. It's not like he's doing this at like 2 p.m. Like he's already
Right.
Like there's a reason why it's happening at this time. It's like he's fucked up. So
There's nothing there to talk to.
yeah, you're just being like, you know, I do have this little baseball bat next to my bed. I could come out and just be like, hey, just do the like point it, like if it needs to come to this, like I'll start swinging and then we could just be roommates in combat.
Is it one of those ones that you get at a minor league baseball game?
Yeah, my parents went to the Louisville Slugger Museum and they bought like a mini Louisville Slugger and they gave it to me. And I was like, oh, cool. This is like a great home defense tool.
Little baton.
Yeah, basically. It's like a fucking baton.
Nice.
Yeah, but it's solid.
Nice.
Like you would not want to get cracked with it. Like this would,
Oh, yeah.
it would hurt. So,
Man, you get one of those when you're like 12 at a minor league game.
it's so fun.
All bets are off.
Yeah. And then you play fucking baseball in your basement and break something at your mom's or something. And it's fun times, dude. It's fun times. So, yeah. So that's where we're at. And I just feel the vibes of like, damn, I'm like becoming like, you feel like, oh, I'm got to be the asshole all the time. And it's annoying. It's just fucking lame. It's just like, you're like, I didn't come here to be a parent, bro. Like, I didn't come here
it's
to
not being
like,
an asshole. You're just trying to get what you're paying for, a quiet place to sleep.
yeah, it ain't that, we're not asking that much.
No,
We're not asking that much. So
what's your strategy for finding a new place? Asking around.
yeah, I don't want to just find like another place. Like ideally, I want to find a place with like either comics or people who are like I know are gonna understand the life a little bit. I mean, he does.
I feel like
he
somebody
should.
who's some like nerdy
Yeah,
computer guy.
I know. I
would
just
be
want someone
a
who's
good-
like locked in their room all day.
yeah,
and then
or
I just-
who works like
Yeah,
who gets up at 6,
Right.
is at work by 7:30,
Right.
gets home at 6,
Yeah.
and like has a professional job. That might be better
yes.
than comics.
Yeah, probably so, honestly. Just people away from the game who are just like I just want someone to not talk to me, basically. Like that's the ideal. I want to feel like I don't have a roommate. That would be the ideal. Honestly,
Have
if like
you looked further down in Brooklyn?
no, I haven't really looked that much at all because I thought it was kind of done. I was like, all right, we're good. Like we're fine. And it but then it happened the other night. This happened like 2 nights ago. So I was just like, oh fuck, I gotta like also it's like the winter. I don't really want to move in the winter. Like I had already paid for January, so it's like
Yeah.
whatever. I'll probably be here till like the spring. It's fine. I'm like, I'll figure it out in some way, in some capacity. I'll figure it out. I'm not like super worried, but, ideally it would just be solved like, men, adults, but if it can't, it can't, that's fine.
But the fact that his name has like raised eyebrows of other people, like, oh, him, that doesn't bode well for
No,
his behavior changing.
no, probably not. Probably not. But maybe he just needs a strong, backboned man to set him in line, But I don't know. Anyway, shit's crazy. Shit's crazy here. Did you see that they had like a January 6th in Brazil?
I did, yeah.
Isn't that sick? I wonder if every country will just get one of those now. Like that's like how
Get one of those.
like how they'll. I don't know. Like it's just like maybe it'll be a thing. It'll be like, damn, like it's kind of like the Marvel movies. Like they're here, but then everybody around the world watches them. Like maybe that's our other export is like January 6th. Like they just all have a January. I think it's so funny that they had one. That's so funny that like someone even posted a picture like they had their own version of remember the shaman guy, the buffalo head dude? They had some guy in like his like costume headdress and shit. So it's like it's even the same characters, dude. And it's funny because like when you look at a protest in a different country, I don't know, I always assume like they're smart, I guess. Like when I see a protest in a different country, I'm like those people are like fighting the power or whatever. But like
yeah, that's a good point.
I don't know.
That's a great point.
Anytime I see like a protest, I'm like, they're on the right side. But like knowing this, I'm like, oh damn, these are like the bumpkins of Brazil. Like when you watch the January 6th Brazil, you're like, oh, like these are the fucking like their version of fucking like Trump people. Like they're just like they have all his merch and shit. It's the same vibe, which is so funny. It's the first time I've seen an international protest where I'm like, oh, damn, like I kind of know who they are, except it's just I can't understand them because I don't speak Portuguese. But I don't know. It was just like a weird thing to see because, yeah, it's the same shit. They're like storming the Capitol. They're all also, it's like they didn't learn, I guess. I don't know. Maybe like they're all taking videos of themselves. Like, guys,
yeah, don't
this
do that.
fucked over all your American comrades. I would cut the video right now because whatever their version of the FBI is gonna fuck you in the ass.
Oh yeah, end up in a Brazilian prison in the Amazon.
Yeah, you ain't gonna end up with all these rights that these fucking American guys had. You're gonna be fucked, dude. So I was just like watching them. I was like, damn, you guys didn't learn shit from us, bro. This is not the move. It's literally the same shit. It's just like, oh, dude, I'm in the fucking Capitol. This is fucking crazy. But it's just a bunch of fucking Brazilians, dude. It's nuts. Also, they did their shit late. The new president had already been in. This would be like after, this was like the equivalent of like after Joe Biden had been sworn in, then they did January 6th. So they were not even They didn't even try to stop shit. It was like the new dude already had his job for a week. So you did a whack version of January 6th. You didn't even do the cool. Our January 6th had stakes. They were actually like, we're gonna kill Mike Pence and they won't be able to do this vote. This was just like kind of a like tantrum after the fact. I was like, well, you're already here now. I mean, he's here. He's got the job, dude. He's already been working. So you fucked up. But yeah, dude, very cool that they're happening again. I mean, no matter what, it's funny. It is funny. Anytime a bunch of people do some shit like that, it's funny. And the American one was hilarious. I mean, you weren't really like allowed to say it in the moment, but it was.
Yeah.
Remember how fucking funny it was? Like when you were watching it, like I remember I told. Well, no, I didn't tell. Yeah, I mean, it was just like. I feel like some people were much more upset about it, and I was just like, yeah, but it's kind of cool. I mean, they like fucked up the government a little bit. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I find it much more upsetting to damage a small business.
Yeah, like some of the shit that was done in the name of the left was like, yo, you just burned down that like family coffee shop.
Yeah, that's much more offensive to me.
You got like mad about this dude stealing a podium? Who the fuck cares about that damn podium, dude? That's kind of our podium. We all paid for that shit.
We the people.
We the people's podium, dude. Yeah, I don't know. But then like this January 6th, like 2 years later, like every comic released their bit about it. It was like so many January 6th bits this year. Like I saw 8 various takes on the same thing of basically like a white guy being like, that shit was funny though, right? We have to admit, like the whole setup was, it was funny, and then each gave their own reason. I put mine out about how Portland was kind of jealous, like they didn't really do shit, for 2 years, and then these fucking guys did it, and boy, did I get some fucking hate. Got a couple DM. One guy DM me saying, you are not good at comedy, keep slitting your wrists. Which is a next level insult, because that assumes he's like, I know you've been slitting your wrist. I just want you to keep doing it. It's not like he didn't say kill yourself. That would have been the easy out. This guy was like, this guy looks like a cutter, and I just want to encourage him to keep losing blood. So
was that the guy who's like sitting in his truck
alone?
Because he look. It's so weird because he looks like he would have the opposite take.
Oh, so here's what I found from this joke. My point of the joke was more actually making fun of Portland and the left for basically like not getting the shit that they said they would get. Like this,
yeah.
The joke is basically like, I saw these people say we got to kill all these cops. Only good cop is a dead cop, and then they really didn't do that. And then the January 6th happened, and I guess. What some people were mad is technically no cops died on January 6th. One guy basically stroked out the next day, and some people say that was because of January 6th. And then like 4 cops killed themselves in the following week who were there and 2 of them were even granted line of duty death, which is basically the government paying out their families like pension and shit, and basically saying the events that occurred basically killed your husband. So like, I guess technically I bent the truth for the joke a little bit, but I feel like the overall idea of the joke was the lefties said they were going to do all this shit, didn't, and then the righties who say they love cops, like, I mean, even if they didn't kill him, like the footage is pretty clear. They beat the shit out of a lot of cops.
Oh
like,
yeah.
So I feel like
they easily could have killed somebody.
So I feel like the heart and the kernel of that joke is true. Like it's not. I'm not like making some wild shit up. Like you guys said you were all back the blue, and then immediately when it wasn't on your side, you went to go trying to fucking kill the. You see those fucking videos of a cop like trapped between those doors and like getting his eyes gouged and shit. Like it's like there's some extremely brutal shit of you guys who were, as soon as Antifa was like fuck cops, like no, we love the cops, suck these cops dicks, and then as soon as they were like hey, don't come to the Capitol, they're like you're fucking fascist. I got it in my January 6th video in Salem. Like I have footage of it where these guys are yelling at these cops, "You're fucking on the wrong side," like because they weren't letting them continue their fucking thing. So it's like I have firsthand. So I feel like the joke is inherently based in truth. Sure, did like a guy literally was his body dead at the scene of January 6th? No. And so a lot of people were like, "You're lying. No cops died." You know. So there was that. And then a lot of people for some reason took it as he's making fun of killing cops. He's saying this is like funny that and I'm like, that's not the joke at all. The joke is simply that one side talked about it forever and one side did it in a day, basically. That is the joke. And so all these people are like, it's not funny that he's talking about killing cops. And so those people were also mad. So a lot of people it was people who were defending January 6th, saying he's lying about it. It wasn't this violent incident that he's saying in his joke. And then another people were like, he's saying that it's funny to kill cops. And that's not funny. So I don't know if you remember, listeners, episodes ago, I posted a joke about the homeless issue in Portland, and I got a bunch of lefty hate from that. I got a bunch of people DMing me and saying I suck and, commenting about how I'm a Nazi, whatever. And then this one, I got all the right hate. So I've literally, right down the middle, one joke apiece. I've fucking gotten people on both sides pissed off. And there's this big page, Instagram page called WTF Portland. And they just post videos about like homeless people losing their minds. So I got the joke posted on that, the homeless joke, and a bunch of lefty people hated it, and a bunch of right wing people were like, "He's correct. This guy's fucking yeah, fuck yeah." And this one, it got posted on there, and the guy took it down within hours. And I was like, "Hey, why did the joke go down?" He goes, "I lost 800 followers, and a bunch of people were DMing me saying they wanted to fight me, like because he has like a right wing audience." So I think all these people on the right were just livid at this joke. And yeah, I got that guy in his truck being like, slit your wrist. Another dude was like, who addressed me as if he knew me, but we've never met and he doesn't follow me. He's like, Jake, I just think you're better than this. It's not fun to make fun of killing cops in any way. And I hit my fucking...
All those people making fun of snowflakes who get offended
dude,
are all offended.
Exact
that's
same.
Funny.
The exact same. All these motherfuckers who like, it's just comedy, take a joke, faggot. It's like, well, then you just learn by doing this, by posting comedy on the internet, that actually every person is almost full of shit. There's actually a very few amount of people who can go, all right, he got one, he's making fun of me, that's fine. Like, there's so few people. Everybody talks this big game about, oh, I can take a joke if it's about my side or the other side. It's all comedy. Very few people can. All the people who've been saying for years, these fucking lefties can't take one, you're fucking ruining comedy, which I believe that there are, like, yes, a lot of the people on the left
for sure.
are humorless twats. Totally unfunny, uncool people to hang out with, not into comedy or jokes about whatever. But these people who are like, we're defending free speech and you can say whatever you want in this country, as soon as you fucking say anything about their side, it's the same shit. So most people are not good hangs. Most people are fucking losers who actually don't like any comedy unless it's completely in line with what they believe. Those same people, I guarantee some of the exact same people who were telling me to go fuck myself and kill myself were I could probably compare and contrast. I bet you I could find some of their likes and comments on the homeless joke. I swear to God, I could find somebody this guy's dead on, Portland fucking, it's a meth town. I could guarantee I could find one of those guys who was like, fuck this guy telling cops are dead or what, the same people. They're all full of shit. Everyone full of fucking shit. Never, like, you don't like comedy, that's fine. You don't like comedy that ever goes against anything, that's fine. But don't fucking pretend that you are this fucking steel warrior who could take a joke. You can't. You're a lying piece of shit who isn't fun. You're not fun just for the same reason you were making fun of the fucking purple-haired girl. You're the same person. Don't you see? You're the same fucking person. You have an American flag fucking Punisher decal on your F-150, and she's got a fucking bull ring and purple hair, and is they them. You're the same fucking person, dude. You guys are more united than in any way, dude. You know, you're both of you are not fun, and you don't like jokes. So shut the fuck up. That's fine, but don't pretend that you're this one way, and then you're not, because you're not. You're not that way at all. You're a pussy. All those dudes are fucking pussies. Imagine being such a loser DMing a guy to slit his wrist over a joke. I mean, and also, this motherfucker is sitting alone in his truck. His profile picture is sitting alone. He has such little in his life that his first picture that you see of this guy on the internet is, I am alone in my truck. And he's going to fucking be like, yeah, you should go kill yourself. It's like, bro, look in your reviewer mirror. Look at those sad eyes looking back at you, alone in your truck. Absolutely alone. Spirit and soul. Nothing in your life. Shut the fuck up. It's crazy, bro. It is crazy to me. People have been arguing about this joke exactly the way it's the mirror image, dude. It's so crazy to see. Just like we talked about in the homeless joke, all those whenever that was a couple months ago, it is an exact mirror. I have people for 2 days. They're not even talking about me anymore. They're just arguing amongst themselves. And I am so confused. I don't know if it's like, I don't know what's going on, but in 2023, the fact that there are potentially hundreds, if not thousands, if not millions of people who think that they can win an argument in the comment section online is truly terrifying. It is truly mind-blowing to me that there are people who, when they interact with the internet, they go, it's my time to shine. I'm going to finally set this, this fucking guy straight who I don't know on the comment section of a comedian I don't know. I mean, dude, it is thousands of comments just going back and forth, and I don't even read them, but I just see like what they're talking about, and it's just, oh, you think that's right? Well, here's this, and it's back and forth for days. Some of these people have been literally going. I posted the joke on January 6th. It's January 9th. They're still arguing 3 days later with a stranger that they do not know. People, what are we doing? Wake up.
I think you should just respond to everybody who messages you, I was joking.
But almost giving them the satisfaction of response is like, I feel like that puts them at a level of they should be responded to, which they shouldn't. I understand there is that pull of like, I want to, you want to get into it, but almost like ignoring them and just be like, I'm not even gonna read the message, because when they DM you and they don't even see you've read it. So I'm like, I'm not even gonna give you the satisfaction of being like, oh, he knows who I am or he's seen me, because you are below me. You are not worth my time in that, like, in that space. You're not worth me even because then there's just, I don't know, like, there is the like, hey, there is the urge to be like, dude, you're sitting alone in your truck telling somebody else to kill it. Like, there is that urge to just go off on a motherfucker. But then there's just like the fucking like, just suck it all in and just, because the thing is like those comments, they don't really bother me that much. Like, it doesn't really affect me in that way. Like, I'm not like, oh my God, maybe he's right. Maybe I should, yeah. It's more, the thing that really affects me more is that it's weird that, and I guess this is just the internet, but like posting something like that, it makes me more depressed that the arguments are happening than those comments for some reason. I get like more sad looking at people arguing with each other than I do about some guy telling me to kill myself. Also,
yeah, that totally makes sense.
It's like, damn, this is like a window into where we are at right now, and it's just this, like, and it's like, damn, my joke that I wanted just people to laugh about and be like, he's pointing out something true, but it's funny, like, that spurred this, like, that's where I get depressed. I don't get depressed at some loser who's like clearly taking his own shit out on me. Like, that's you. That's like your issue. Like, clearly you can't be that happy if you're doing that. If you're going out of your way to be like, oh, I'm so mad about a joke, I'm going to DM him and he should kill himself. You know, that's like, you have some internal shit you got to work out.
There's no balanced, happy person doing that.
No person who has a good life is like ever doing that in the history of mankind. But it is sad to me to like, I do get depressed when I see like, I'm like, damn, there's like more comments, but there's this weird perverse incentive where it's actually good for you in the algorithm. Like, that's what's even more depressing, is them arguing is good for the bit, which is good technically for my career because I get these followers and I'm like, ugh, this is the system we have set up, is like, I just need, it's good that people are yelling and more mad today, and now that benefits me in this small way, and it benefits this fucking Chinese company in, you know, like, because like all of that makes me extremely depressed, and I'm just like, I should just delete all this shit. But then, you know, you're like stuck in it because you need them, and some people might say, Jake, why don't you just write jokes that everybody can agree are happy and funny? But I'm sorry, if you've listened to this podcast for more than 10 seconds, you know that that's just not the vibe I'm pushing out. Like, some comics are just like, hey, aren't fucking cats cute? You know, and like, you know, that's that. And that's fine. I wish sometimes I was, you know, writing jokes like that. It would be easier. And maybe I'd just get a bunch of fucking people reacting with smiley faces, and that would be that. But that is not who I am. And so it's like, what's the alternative here? The alternative is the jokes I put out are just going to always create some type of fucking this. Like, that's, ugh, that's so lame. It's weird. It's strange times. Strange fucking times.
You got to, I just looked up on your TikTok. It definitely is blowing up.
Yeah. I mean, it has like 140,000 views, which isn't even that crazy. It's not like millions, but it's like, for one bit to get that many comments about shit that, it's not even like, they never reference me. They're never like, well, this is, it's just like, oh, there was proof of fucking election fraud. No, you're a fucking moron. It's just back and forth. And it's like, dudes, what are we doing here? This is not, also it's like, I think we talked about it in the homeless joke, but it's like, do you not have like families or friends or a job? Like the idea that you are like, just like, oh, I got to fucking, like, someone comments and instead of you just like, all right, I'm not going to argue with this guy. Like, you have to like go back and forth. Like, you guys have that much time and energy and little going on.
The fact in the first place that you're on the app watching the it's like, that's how you're spending your time is bad enough, much less commenting and arguing about shit that makes no sense and is complete bullshit. Just the fact that they're even on the app.
But I need them to be on the app. That's the whole thing. It's like this perverse system of like, I need you to like this shit. And yes, I've had a number of comments like, damn, dude, that's so good. The comments are blowing up. And I'm like, but it's horrible for humanity. This is not good. Like, I don't want to be, this is not like a good thing. In general, this is not a good thing. Sure, privately for me, it's great. Yes, keep arguing. Keep the fucking vitriol alive, folks. But, you know, it's very crazy. So that's what the last few days have been for me. It's just fucking absolute morons doing their thing. Just being dumb as fuck. Just being dumb as fuck. Can't stop themselves. Can't fucking stop themselves.
Are you gonna double down about it? Post another one. Just lean in.
I mean, that is the weird incentive, is like, now it's like, oh, what if I only write bits that are super like, that's like the other thing. It's like, maybe I should write more bits that are like this. Like, it's like, I don't know. I just don't like the way it makes my brain think, you know? It's just like, yeah, now keep posting all this controversy. So then people get mad. It's just like, I don't know. Sometimes I just want to take my dog and walk out into the woods, you know? I just want to, like...
Me too.
I just really... Well, you kind of have done that.
I know.
You really have, like... I mean, you've really done the work of, like, yeah, you can just be the woods guy, and that's cool. But, I don't know, man. The longer I'm on this side of that fence, I'm like, yeah, is it worth doing the fight? I don't know. It might just be nice just to, like... Yeah, just go out into the woods with my dog and chill out there and ride this out.
It's so hard to get in the headspace of
being a complete fucking loser.
Understanding what it is like. Yeah. The understanding.
We're not
like,
losers, so it's tough. It's not. We're not
what you
completely
must
out of our
be
minds.
thinking to be offended by a joke, like to actually be offended. I'm not trying to be like an edge, fucking what's the word? Edgelord, or like, I just, I there's plenty of jokes that I think aren't funny.
Yeah, and you
I'm
just
like,
move
oh,
on.
that's not funny. Or there's plenty of jokes that I think are like, ugh, I didn't like that. But like, the idea of like getting angry and then doing something about it, about a joke, is just I can't wrap my mind around it.
Yeah, I don't. It's tough, man. I can't either. I mean, especially because like, yeah, it's to the point where you're like, well, some of them I think are just angry people and they're trying to find an outlet for their anger. So some of that is just like, but they're not doing it to other art forms. They're never like, this movie is, like, whatever, offensive or whatever. Like they just don't go see the movie, or they, like they don't try to get the movie taken down from fucking. They don't threaten to like. They don't write Tarantino and be like, you should kill yourself. Like jokes are for some reason like they hit people. They don't like that something they take serious is being laughed at. But yeah, it says I can't really do it either. I can't get in the mindset of being offended by a joke. I've seen a lot of jokes where I would be like, oh, that is offensive. Like that's like really in poor taste. But you just kind of like,
Yeah, totally.
you just kind of like move on. Like you just kind of like,
Yeah.
well, and I'm telling you, man, I've been doing comedy for almost 10 years now. I've seen a handful of jokes, I would say, in 10 years where I'm like, oh, that's like truly like tasteless, I would say. Like, ooh, you really missed the mark. And almost always the audience immediately corrects the comic because they're like, they don't laugh. Like,
Yeah.
that we already have the built-in system for that. The system is, did you make the audience laugh in the room? No. Well, if you keep doing the joke, most likely it'll like work. That problem like will work itself out. If you like keep forcing that joke, audiences again and again will not laugh. And either you are like, I guess they don't like that, I got to change it. Or you just kind of get known quickly as like, oh, he kind of does those type of jokes. And you might even find like an audience who's only into that. And then you found those people. Yeah. And if those people really like, oh, edgy, whatever, then like that's your audience. That's fine. Like if those people are all comfortable with that shit in the room, then like, so be it. Like I don't have a problem with that. If you find the people who are like, yeah, dude, he says the word. I mean, we had like, there are guys like that in other art forms. Like we had Gigi Allen. Like, you know Gigi Allen?
Yeah.
Gigi Allen like shit on stage. He's like this punk hardcore legend. Shit on stage. He would throw his shit at people. He would fucking try to like hit people with the mic stand or poke their eye out with like an umbrella. Like, and people would go to his shows. Like, imagine being like, hey, don't do that, Gigi Allen. It was like, well, that's who he is. Like, that's what his art is. Like, and I wouldn't want to go to that. I don't want a dude throwing his shit at me and listening to his horrible music. But like, if people like want to go do that, then like that's their like fucking go. Like, I don't. What the fuck do I care? Like, if people want to go see comedy that's like truly like, and I don't even really know that many comics. Like, I don't really know any comics who are like the Gigi Allen of comedy, where it's like, God damn, this is like so over the top that it's like weird. Like most comics couldn't even make a run like that because you would just change yourself. But either way, all I'm saying is like there is a pretty strong self-correcting measure of a live room of people not laughing at things that they find distasteful, and eventually you kind of plinkoing down into finding whatever group of people like your shit. So the fact that you would, instead of just being like, oh, I don't like that comment, the best comments on the joke were, oh, this just isn't for me. I respect that so much, because then it's just like, it's a person like, I mean, I see plenty of jokes that aren't for me and I don't comment that, but if they want to, like, that's fine. Like, a number of people just go, oh, this is like too much for me, or this is too intense, or this is not for me. Like, that is exactly what you want. You want them to be like, oh, I guess this guy does this type of shit. That's not for me. I'm not going to yell at him. I'm not going to DM him. Yeah. I'm just going to leave.
It's like walking somebody like at a show. If somebody just gets up and walks out, I don't think there's. It really bugs the shit out of me when comics are like, "Oh, you're leaving too much." It's like, yeah, they're fucking leaving.
Yeah,
because it's too much for them. They don't like it. They're there. They paid to be there. They're voluntarily there. If they want to get up and leave, they should do it.
Yeah.
So,
the only thing that sucks when you're walking is if the walker makes a big scene, and then they're
that's different.
Yeah,
that's different.
But if they're just walking out silently, yeah.
But you see comics do that, like, oh, we got a walker, too much to handle, when they're just getting up and walking out.
Right.
You know, I really hate that.
Yeah, but it's just, I don't know. There's like a very, to me, good system that we already have worked out. So yeah, if you don't like the joke, don't like the joke. That's fine. You don't need to lose. Like, also, it's like, at the end of the day, it's like, I don't like the system, but that's the system we have. But it's like, you understand that, like, you hating on the joke in these comments is helping the joke. Like, you have to know. Yeah. I mean, everybody pretty has a basic understanding of the more engagement with the thing, the better the algorithm likes it. The algorithm does not care what you say. The algorithm isn't going, oh, well, people are mad about the joke, so I guess no. It's like the algorithm's like, oh, cool. The joke is getting all these comments. Let's keep boosting the joke. Like, that's the algorithm. So it's like, you're even hurting your own cause. If you don't like the joke, fucking ignore it. Like, the best thing you could do for a joke you don't like is, like, keep scrolling. Just be like, yeah, fuck that joke. Fuck this guy. You know, that was what you would do. But instead, they, like, take it upon themselves to be this fucking last action hero of, like, I'm going to fucking set the world straight. You know, this guy needs to know. The world needs to know that it's, like, not cool to. It's like, also, it's like, I was like, you know, I genuinely try to check in sometimes on a joke when it gets like this much heat. You know, I'm like, all right, maybe I missed the mark. Maybe, you know, and any comic trying to get better, like, I'm like, all right, well, next time if I write a joke like that, maybe I'll be clearer about this. You know, like, obviously, like, you're always trying to improve. If I rewrote the joke, would I change a few words to really, like, crystallize how I'm thinking about it? And that's, like, comes with time and experience and whatever. But I have, like, a childhood buddy, you know, we grew up down the block, who's, like, a cop now. He's a cop in Minneapolis, so he was there during fucking the George Floyd shit. And
oh, shit.
And I hit him. I was like, yo, I DM'd him. I was like, I want a cop's perspective on this. And he was like, oh, I saw that joke. I was laughing about it in my patrol car. Like, I share your shit with all my cop buddies. Like, I didn't think it was
really?
Yeah, he was like, I didn't think it was offensive at all. He's like, I've seen way worse jokes about, like, killing cops. Like, he was like, I don't know why those guys thought it was a good idea to storm the Capitol. Like, I don't know what they're mad about. So I was like, all right, so I have a cop who's on duty, watching this, being like, and laughing about it and sharing it with other cops. Like, it can't be that far off the fucking mark, you know? If the literally affected group or one of the supposed affected groups' joke is like, oh, that's funny. Like, I'm not mad about that. Like, so I don't know.
People who have real shit to deal with and or actually could get shot every day or could have.
Dude, he literally was like, all right.
Media.
I was like texting him. He's like, all right, dude, well, I got to go to make sure this meth lab doesn't blow up. Like, he was just like, I have to, like, go deal with some shit. Like, he's not, like, losing it over the shit. And it's like all these guys who, you know, are fucking, playing fucking soldier out here on Instagram. You know, that's their fucking fight. But so I mean, it is what it is. Like, it's very strange to me, and I'm sure this will just be a thing that I have to get used to. I'm sure comics who go viral often are used to it, but, like, the jokes that have gotten big for me are these much more controversial ones. I just want one that goes big where it is just pleasant, you know, where it's just like, this guy's funny. I'm going to go see him, you know, but whatever. So, anyways, folks, that's the show. Wish Jack a very safe journey to the motherland.
Thank you.
You know, we'll see you in a few weeks, I guess. We have
3 weeks.
3 weeks. We have 2 guests coming up, 1 comedian, 1 non-comic, so those should be good episodes. As always, we implore you to give us a 5-star review, give us a comment, rate it so we can boost our algorithm. If you want to say, I fucking hate this guy and I hope he slits his wrist in the comments, be my guest. It helps us a lot. So this is what is the date that this is coming out on? The 13th or something? Is it really?
Yeah, the 13th.
Friday. Ooh, we have a Friday the 13th. Holy shit. If you know people in Philadelphia, I will be headlining this very popular show down there called Next in Line, which is going to be on Friday, January 27th, and then on Saturday, January 28th, I'm going to be doing some guest spots with Adam Friedland at Helium Comedy Club. So if you want to come out for any of those shows, if you know Philly people, come see those. February, I will be in Denver from the 8th through the 13th, I believe. I'm doing a bunch of shows that week in Denver. March, I will be featuring for Kyle Kinane up in Albany, New York. I believe it's March 10th.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, March 10th and 11th. Me and Kinane are going to be joining forces again. And I will be back out in Boise, Idaho later in March for a festival. I'm not supposed to say which one yet, but I'll be out there doing some spots. If you happen to have Boise people and they're at that same festival, I will be there. Planning a lot of stuff for this year. Obviously, if you're in New York, hit me up, and hopefully we'll be doing shows. And yeah, go follow, subscribe to all the things, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. You know where to find me. And we will catch you guys. Jack and I will catch you guys in 3 weeks. But yeah, keep enjoying the pod over the next few for the interviews. And we'll catch you later, folks. Bye-bye.